Okay, we're back to recording. Now, for some reason the media card fucked up and I lost the whole video recording here. So basically now starting off at my home dealership, Old Glory Harley in Laurel. And we'll be heading back. So I get to redo the whole damn stories that I had planned. Had already done once. So what we basically got is the aftermath of 30 inches of snow, but the roads are pretty well dry and the temperature is above freezing, so might as well get it out on the road while I can. Anyway, this is Knucklehead here. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe if you can. Leave good feedback, and that way I can custom tailor the channel more towards like what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you don't want to hear, whether you want me to see, whether you want to see how-tos on and equipment reviews, or just my random musings and such like that. In case you haven't figured it out, I took the alias from one of my favorite Harleys, a 1947 Knucklehead EL. As maybe some of you metric bike riders don't know, pretty much Harley gives nicknames to everything. The Knucklehead is the type of motor which the last year produced was 1947, because it basically looked like the head looked like a person's knuckle. They had other such nicknames as the flathead, the panhead, etc. Of course, now pretty much all the Harleys have the Evo or Evolution engine, and they leak a hell of a lot less oil. Actually, I haven't had any of the past 3 bikes I've had leak oil at all. That's mainly during the AMF years when they're owned by bowling ball companies. But anyway, this is sort of the side street of Laurel, sleepy little town between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. Hell of a lot of military activity around here. We have Fort Meade, the NSA. Of course, down further away is Annapolis with the Navy Yard, etc. Then you have, God, brain freeze. Up in northeast Maryland, Aberdeen Proving Grounds, and a whole bunch of other ones. This probably is pretty much typical what winters would look like in Maryland. You have a good amount of snow, although this was a record-setting snow. The local airport, BWI, Baltimore Washington International, had a record-setting 29.2 inches of snow on that one day, last week. But there's always dirty brown snow. Looks ugly. Looks great when it's first coming down when you're off work, but after a while you get sick of it. But anyway, I went down to the Harley shop because I had a custom transmission shift linkage made up by a fellow member of one of the Facebook channels. It sucks that I can't remember his name. I think it's Keith, but I forget it, the whole thing. Anyway, he made up a nice little shift linkage that actually looks like a shark. I've probably seen it on my, actually if you go to my Twitter channel, it's been floating around there, and as well as some other ones. So it's a shark on the rod, and I need to go get some end linkages to tie it into my Harley, and I'll put that on. Other things I've just recently picked up, although I probably should have done that a hell of a lot longer than than now are these aftermarket rearview mirrors. If you're watching the Cooter ride, you'll see I had a little bit of trouble with the mirrors finally walking out. Aside from walking around, they really weren't that great of a visibility. These actually go pretty much all the way to the edge of the bars. And I'm a rather large guy. I'm 6'6", and I used to play football and lacrosse in high school and college. So just getting to be able to look over my own shoulders is a complete bitch. And these actually do a really nice job. Plus, being black, they blend in with the bike a lot better. Bike isn't completely blacked out, as you've seen in my other video, but it's a good amount. Just a little bit of chrome, a lot of black. Let's see, other things that have been going on. I have to give a shout out to a fellow Maryland motovlogger of mine, JB Honda. On Friday he told me about he got his some stickers in for his motovlogging, and I asked him where he ordered it from, and he told me I think it was stickeract.com. So I went online, and for like $50 shipped, they'll do custom stickers. And I took my logo, the knucklehead engine with the 47 knucklehead in the middle, and I had them print that out, cut out 100 of them, and they're going to be sending them to me, and I hope they'll get them in about a week or two. And I guess I'll give them for giveaways and other such things. But yeah, for a really good price, they were look like they're good quality, and a lot of people use them. They have a whole bunch of stock ones too, but I can't beat it. So thanks again, JB Honda, and I can't wait to get mine in. Okay, one thing I'd like to talk about, actually pretty much more like a rant about, is a lot of trend I've been seeing on the Facebook pages lately. Just sort of been annoying the shit out of me. It's all the crap about bikers versus cagers, or bikers versus cops, or whatnot. To me, the shit's just really getting old. A little disclaimer. First off, I used to work for the Maryland State Police for about 7 years. So that was about 25 years ago. But since then, I've been working for private companies. But in the interest of full disclosure, I figured I'd get that out of the way because some of you people already know it. Anyway, I do a lot of rides with for fallen cops, do a lot of work with veterans, etc. So I'm not exactly what people would call, a kiss-ass cop or whatever, but I understand the plight because I've seen it from both sides. Cops are basically human people. They're normal men and women doing an abnormal job for shit pay. I will say that. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and say that all cops are great. They're the wonderful thing, most wonderful thing since sliced bread. None of them are bad, etc., etc., etc. Like all people, there are some real assholes, and there are some dirty motherfuckers too. I hope they always get their just desserts if they're dirty. But the reality is, most of the videos I've seen, whether it's some cop pulling over a biker doing 100+ miles an hour at 3 o'clock in the morning after running for 15 minutes, not pulling over and going on both sides of the road, and when he gets out, he accidentally shoots the guy in the arm. Keyword, accidentally. Yeah, the cop probably shouldn't have had his finger on the trigger. He probably should have had it on the side. But I don't want to hear the bullshit that, he was only doing 100 miles an hour at 3 o'clock in the morning in a residential zone. He shouldn't have to draw the gun. You don't know what the fuck is going on with somebody like that that's going to run like that. Also, weapons are easy as shit to come by, and you can Google it up yourself, look on YouTube, see shit tons of videos of people pulling weapons on cops, pulling other things, and then in the blink of a goddamn eye, you get shot. You never know what the hell's going to happen when you're doing a stop, especially after a high-speed one. Other ones I've seen, just, the same old shit left and right, is the one from New York with the quote motorcycle group Hollywood Stunts. Yeah, I know Hollywood Stunts is the alias of a guy who organizes the shit, and it's one person. It's not an official group, but like our group says, if you're riding a part of the group, you are representing that group. So he organizes the shit. He gets all the people together. They're representative of him, like it or not. Anyway, so there was a cage riding in the middle of a 3-lane highway, which is normally like a 55, 60 mile an hour stretch of roads, and a whole bunch of these little shit cans come tooling up on him. I call them shit cans because of what happens next. Now, because these guys think that they own the damn road and cagers aren't allowed, they're driving like a bat out of hell, popping wheelies, doing a whole bunch of other shit that could get people killed. And let's face it, motorcyclists don't have the best reputation when it comes to a lot of cagers. So anyway, they pull up on this guy, and they all get all pissed off because this cage won't pull over and let us by. Never mind, there's 2 fucking lanes, one on each side of this cage, and they could just blow right by him. So anyway, one dickhead biker decides to intentionally pull ahead of the cage and then intentionally slow down to stop this guy. Yeah, the cage, as he's being stopped in the middle of a highway, bumps the guy's thing, but it's so light of a bump, he doesn't even get, the biker doesn't even fall off the damn bike. So I don't want to hear about how hard it was, or he could have killed the guy or whatever. The biker is the one that started the damn thing. Then once the cage is stopped in the middle of a damn highway, they surround his ass. Now this guy's got his wife and his kid in the car, and you have a bunch of bikers rolling up on his ass, and they're surrounding him, and some of them are beating the beating the rearview mirrors and pounding the doors and shit like that. Hate to tell you, man, if a pack of angels, Mongols, Banditos, doesn't matter what group it is, roll up on me and I got my family in my car, if I don't have my gun with me, someone is getting run the fuck over. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. The guy tried to get out of there, and unfortunately for a guy who did nothing except ride with the group, his ass got run over because he stopped in the middle of the fucking highway in front of this guy. And when the cage rolled, he got run over. And then the rest of the video, for the people who haven't seen it, which I don't know how the fuck you can ride a motorcycle and have not seen this video from years ago. I think it's 3 years ago now. The guy runs over one bike and then tears off in the city. Well, a bunch of the bikers tear after his ass, and for about 10 minutes they're following him, then eventually catch up to him, beat his car, takes off again, and then eventually he's in a traffic jam. They catch up to him again, they pull off their helmets, they smash the side window, drag the guy out of the thing, and beat him with an inch of his life. And somehow this is supposed to be right. Yeah. There's a nice brotherhood between bikers, regardless of whether you're a cruiser or a sport bike or even a, dual sport, whatever. But the reality is, not all bikers are fucking saints. And they're not always right. That shit was wrong in so many ways. Hello, what do we have here? The cause of the traffic jam. A broken down cage. Well, been riding for about, I guess about 40 minutes total. Haven't seen another damn bike yet, so I guess I'm the only crazy son of a bitch out there. I don't know why, really, it's not that bad. I mean, pretty much the road's been totally clear. It's above freezing. It's probably high 30s. unlike the past couple days where the snow's barely been cleared off 2 lanes. They didn't clear it up on all 3, much less put the shoulder on either side. What really sucked is on some of the ramps, they just totally had the normal flow wrong, and it didn't merge well, and you had actually no merge lane whatsoever. So you'd come up to the thing and you'd have to stop if there was a line of cars coming. You'd have to jam on the brakes, and God help you if there was snow or ice. I mean, but at least now the roads are pretty good. The temperature's not bad. I've ridden a hell of a lot worse. As you've probably seen in that Cooters ride, it was like teens when I first started off going down to Annapolis to meet up with all the guys. Looks like another broken down car. But all in all, today is definitely not a half bad day to be out on the bike. We still got February, which could really suck, and traditionally does suck as far as temperature wise. So I gotta get the rides in when I can. Now, speaking of additions, aside from the Shark shifter linkage and the new rearview mirrors, I also picked up a mirrored visor for my new HJC helmet. It was I sort of liked it on the last ride I went out with. A bunch of people had them, and they're pretty nice. It's probably not the best thing to wear at night, although I haven't done a night ride with it yet, but it really helps during the daytime, cuts down. And the nice thing I like with that HJC helmet I picked up, it's got the pin lock system, so I've got the anti-fog visor in. There's a little bit of fogging on the edges, but it's a hell of a lot better than my old full-face helmet, which didn't have the pin lock system. It was fogging up left and right. I'd have to leave the damn top open, which would destroy the audio. But with this, I can keep the helmet buttoned up, and the audio should be really good. This one's also got a flap underneath the helmet, which will cut down on wind blowing in through the bottom of the helmet up to where the mic is. So all in all, it should be a lot better system. Plus, with the mirrored helmet, I just sort of like the looks of it. I'll have to I guess take a photograph and incorporate it into this video so you can see it. Hopefully I'll also be doing another video which will show my solution on how to put a chin mount for the GoPro on a helmet that really is not that well designed for a chin mount, because it's got a funny shape that's sort of hollowed out contour wise. So I'm going to be using some filler to sort of make the mount contour to the shape of the helmet, and then I could just use tape, so I don't have to modify the helmet at all to get the mount on the chin.